here's what we're gonna do. This is this positive pigeon thing. This is the third time we've done it. We're gonna use it to intro to Gunfire today. I don't think she'll hear the first one hardly at all, but we'll gauge it. So I'm gonna be pretty sensitive about this introduction. But I want to connect it to this idea of chasing birds because she really likes this. And this is pretty cool. Like, I just think it's fun. But I think it's also, you got to be careful because, again, it's not a nose point. It's totally a visual thing. But we're unlocking, I've seen it unlock a little bit of this idea of what to do when it comes to pointing versus running versus the idea of chasing. Chasing, typically, I would say, is like, I don't want my dogs chasing. But with these bird dogs, we do it to build their drive and their excitement and their want to find these birds. And we trust in the idea of I trust in the idea of the genetics to have the dog point. And then I really believe that she's got a very natural staunchness to her. I don't know that I can say I know that for sure because I haven't trained any of them before her. But she really has it. I have not done it for her. So, but eventually, like this next season, after this year, we're going to run her on wild birds for this season, and that's really how I hope to develop her as a bird dog. After a year of that, then I'll work on kind of formalizing that staunchness, that steadiness to the point. I probably am going to ask her to be steady to the flush, which the bird goes up, I don't want her breaking. The shot, me shooting, I don't want her breaking. And then when I want to be able to release her. That's only if I do some of these grouse trials and I'm still on the fence. But Chris and I are kind of thinking about it. So it's that's a totally different conversation. So I'm gonna let her go because I don't really want her to know that I got a bag full of birds. I got a bunch of birds in here. So as she comes back to me, she's gonna point them. I'm gonna hold them much longer this time than I did last time. Probably, which was much longer than I did the first time. The first time, she didn't even, it took a while for her to even like think about pointing them. Last time she came in like a cat and she like locked up pretty good. And I threw a bird and it hit the ground and she pointed it again. It was really cool. So we'll just see how this kind of goes. But I want the difference between this time and the last time is I'm going to time it with this gun, and Chris is going to shoot when she gets out at a distance and we'll see how she goes. So I'm going to heel. Here's another value to heel. I've been working a lot with her on heel and we're starting to go off lead, and I'm going to line her out and I'm going to let her go, and then I'm going to let her circle back and check back in and realize, geez, man, he's holding the bird, and we'll see what she does. Heel, heel, heel. Come on, come on, heel, heel. Come on, come on, come here, come here, come on. Whoa. Whoa. Okay. 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 If you can't see that, I would move right now. Zero effect. I don't think she heard it. So this time I think you can take it out of the bag even. Now watch her as she comes back. We're going to let her chase that bird. Look at her resist. Look at her nose right now. Look at her breathe this in. The wind is blowing right at her. I think you can pull it right out of the, did you take it out of the bag that time?
Most
Yeah, I think take it out right out of the bag this time. Now I'm going to let her figure it out. I'm going to let her figure out there's nothing over here. Because I'll let her chase birds this year, all she wants. See how she's almost pointing out of habit? She's going, I'll come back and point, so I'm not going to put the bird up yet. I'm going to let her figure this out. I'm going to let her commit to coming to me. I thought that was a half-assed comeback. Come on.
You started to put together that the birds come, which is by you.
Yeah, which is real good. Whoop.
A little grayer, right? Yeah.
I don't think she even knows the gun's there, right? That's exactly what I want. I don't want to see anything affecting her.
Here, you're gonna do it right there. I'm gonna get up close.
She's getting awful smart to this game. So again, there's no scent to this, which I need to get that scent part going, and we'll get there. Let's let her work away, and then as soon as she gets away again a little bit, if that bird lets us, oh boy.
Bird's going in for a landing.
Does she do anything with the pigeons in your courtyard there?
Very rarely. Occasionally she'll point those birds, but I think it's a in context type thing. Good. Good girl. Let's let her figure it out, and we'll just see how she handles this. She doesn't see the bird, which I'm glad, because she's given up on it. So I don't need her chasing birds here to Timbuktu, but she's back and she goes, let's do that again. So I don't think you get a lot of value out of doing this over and over and over and over again. I think it's super cool to see. I think it's really cool to see the natural instinct in her. But I also think that by leading into this 3 times we've done it, she's 6 months old. We've done it a total of 3 times. That's the 10th bird that she's ever seen. So how much does that tell you about her instincts? And what we've done is we've used it to do a few things. Figure out how to unlock a point a little bit. Did I need that? Maybe not. Did it help? I sure think so. Does it give her an understanding of it's worth coming back rather than just keep chasing? I think that helps. And I think the third value is we just shot the gun 4 times around her. And I don't think we have any issue. Now, we're not done, but we've got this initial.
You just got a glimpse of the tail of the pigeon barn.
Now, here's where I think foundation is important. Whoa, whoa. No bird, heard whoa. You can tell she's not pointing, but she's stopped because whoa means stop. You can tell she's not pointing when that tail flags like that. And there goes the flush. Now, we'll get her back. So here's the idea of, too, of like, this is very different for me than a retriever thing, because I'd be real nervous just letting my retrievers just run wild like this. This is what they do. You have to accept that. They're not retrievers. Here, 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 here. Whoa, whoa. So I think there's a lot of value in the idea of having good foundation, even with these dogs. Because I want to be able to walk them without them pulling me. I want to be able to heel them nicely off lead. I want to be able to call them back and tell them just stand there for a second. Good. I mean, I hear people talk a lot about on-off switches with dogs, retrievers especially. I don't think it's any different with these dogs. I think that you fuel and you nurture this natural thing, but I also think that away from the birds, you build this foundation that's just, God, it makes it so much more enjoyable. Because we've had some dogs at this workshop that really probably run really well and point really well and find birds really well, but their owners are so frustrated because it takes so long to get them to go anywhere, do anything, can't let them out to go to the bathroom. I mean, it's just, so there's a balance of the natural wild part of it and then the control part. And I'm really, Chris, myself, Wyatt's done it with his pointing dog. We're really trying to figure out like, where's that sweet spot that you don't take away from the natural. You encourage it, but you still get the enjoyment of, we want to take her camping. We want to take her to the soccer game. We want to take her to do this and not have it on her terms. I want it on my terms. So, good. So that's my little machine in the works. Nice little dog. I just think it's really fun to learn a little bit about it.